Hey everybody, Michael Snyder, California Weather Watch. Today is July 28th, and right now we are looking at the visible satellite imagery as of yesterday morning. You can see that pretty persistent marine layer into many areas across the Bay Area, all the way down through Southern California. Check out all the smoke that the park fire was producing across Northern California, all the way up on in through Eastern Oregon. We moved through the day yesterday. You can see the marine layer burn back. You see the smoke produced by the Borel fire and the Trout fire down here as well. And look at that burn scar here, just totally visible on the GOES 18 satellite imagery. Interesting line of storms moved across the Salt Lake there and in towards Salt Lake City. And we had thunderstorm activity there across some of southern Arizona as well. Go through the overnight hours, emerge back into this morning. You can see these smoky skies and some of the marine layer pushing back in, which will be burning back as we go through the day today. But look at that. We already got some clear skies across some of Southern California as well. So enjoy that. Now, taking a look at the park fire, and then there again, there's the Borel fire and there's the Trout fire. The park fire is still at about 350,000 acres. It did grow about 42,000, but nowhere near as much as what it did the day before yesterday. It has slowed down quite a bit. That's good news. Hopefully you start to get a little bit of a handle on this fire and it doesn't start to flare up here in the nearby future. If we take a look at 8-meter ground smoke density, so this is basically what you are experiencing at the surface. So you can see a lot of the states still doing okay, but if you're downstream of one of these fires, it is just absolutely miserable. I've dealt with that portions of my life here across the Pacific Northwest and living in California and Nevada for times as well. So yeah, I feel your pain if you're downstream from some of these fires out here. The good news is a lot of the metro areas like San Diego, Los Angeles, as you can see in the Bay Area, Sacramento not having to deal with the smoke right now, but that can always change here depending on as we get further on into August and September. We start to reverse the wind. Sometimes you get those Santa Anas and it can really bring smoke back out over some of the coastal areas as well. So anyway, I feel your pain if you're downstream of some of that smoke. Taking a look at the 2-day graphical tropical weather outlook, this is a disturbance out here. That's a long way from Southern California or from the Southwest USA, but we do have some tropical systems that are going to be developing out here. I'll show you that in the weather models here in a moment, but they mainly keep them out to sea. But stick with me here. I'll show you that here in a bit. Taking a look at, when you're evacuating from wildfires, listen to the local fire officials here and always have a supply kit here. It's just a good time to get organized if you're not already. I know I have a lot of people off across the backcountry California here, so it's just a good time to stay organized. So thunderstorm outlook today does not include California, but it does include some portions of Arizona. There's Phoenix and patchy blowing dust, heavy rainfall, and all these storms could contain deadly lightning. So if you want a nice affordable home weather station, this thing has its own lightning detection system with it. Tells you when it happened and the distance. It builds its forecast for your individual location. It's got a great smartphone app and it stores all the data for you in the cloud. It even does UV index and solar radiation. It's very fun having this weather station attached to your place of residence when weather is happening at your house, which is pretty much every day. So taking a look at the European model, this is 500 millibars or 18,000 feet. So this shows us what's going on in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Great for showing general trough and ridge position. We got a trough across a lot of the west right now, but that is going to be giving away to a much stronger ridge here that's going to develop across the west, as you can see. So we're going to start to ramp up the temperatures across California, Nevada, Arizona, and portions of Utah. And as you can see, much of the Intermountain West is going to be right under the reaches of this very dominant high pressure. So looking at composite reflectivity, this is the North American model. This is what the Doppler radar may look like here over the next couple of days. Put this into motion and you can see there is a few showers that try to skirt by with the system impacting the Pacific Northwest. May impact very northern portions of California as we go through Monday night on in through Tuesday morning, but not much to come with that one. Probably not even much thunderstorm activity at all as well. Now, taking a look at the tropics here, because I've seen some social media stuff that's talked about maybe California is going to be impacted by a tropical system or tropical moisture, and we're not seeing that as of right now, but we are going to be watching this on a daily basis. The further we get on in towards August and September, the better chances we do have of some of that tropical moisture moving up. But you can see that we do have this tropical system here on both the GFS and the European, but it keeps it mainly out to sea, and then you can see another one developing behind that. GFS shows that as well, but once you get off into the extended of the GFS, it likes to just pump out strong hurricanes like you know, like you're trick-or-treating, like an adult giving away candy to kids there. It just loves to kick these systems out here. So you just basically take these systems on the GFS and throw them out unless the European has shown it as well. But you can see not much impact here across the southwest USA anytime in the near future. We will be keeping our eye on that, of course, very closely. And since we're dealing with the tropics here, it's something I like to watch here on Weather Bell. If I put this into motion, you see all the rippling there across the deep moisture here across the intertropical convergence zone. Those are little small scale gravity waves that are associated with the thunderstorm activity there. So I like to kind of watch that go at times. Now, you can also see that if we look at lightning flash density potential, there's Hawaii, California, and Australia to the bottom left. You can kind of see how that lightning mimicked those gravity waves there. So that is definitely associated with that convective activity. You can also see, as I just keep the button pushed down, you can see the monsoon season here, the diurnal impacts of the monsoon across the southwest USA, develops across the Sierra Madre and moves up into Arizona, New Mexico. And of course, this can impact California, Nevada, and places across the Intermountain West all the way up into the Pacific Northwest as well when things line up just right. So just kind of an interesting look at another one of the circulations across planet Earth there, mainly across Pacific Ocean shown here. Now, just a reminder, if you want to look into more scientific information on meteorology here, this one talks about, for example, tropical gravity waves that are generated by convection too small in scale and too high in frequency to be resolved in global climate models. So you can basically look up anything you can think of in meteorology, and there's probably somebody who's done a paper on it, and these are generally available to the public. Just a reminder here, if you want to deep dive into some of these subjects, it is readily available to you. Now, taking a look at total precipitation in inches, this is yesterday afternoon. So I want to show you that we're not looking at much precipitation here across California, but you can see that tropical system kind of right up here in the European extended run. But you notice it does not include the southwest USA. So be very careful with people trying to bring those hype tactics across the state of California by tropical systems impacting us here in the first part of August. We don't not see any sign of that upcoming yet. We may start to bring a little bit more monsoon moisture into some of the higher terrain here at some point. But yeah, no promises on that just yet. But we'll be watching that daily. Now, taking a look at what's coming up here as far as the heat is concerned, you can see these temperatures are much more comfortable than what we've been dealing with. Much of July has just been an absolute scorcher here across the state of California. This is for Monday, tomorrow. We go on into Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and like a frog sitting in a boiling pot, we are just cranking up that temperature, and we're really ramping it up here as we go towards the end of the period on in through the first week of July. We're bringing the heat back here. Don't shoot the messenger, but it's likely coming back here, folks, as we go through the first week of August. Now, take a look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. The 6 to 10 day clearly shows that dominant ridge that we talked about across the West Coast, August 2nd through August 6th, and throw that out right now. That above average signal should not be there. I don't know why it is, but anyway, we'll see what they update for that today. And the fire conditions, nothing too crazy right now, but there is still some moderate risk out there. Some areas low or little risk. But yeah, one more look at that park fire there. You can see in the overnight hours in the GOES 18, it just looks like something out of a pure nightmare. I mean, the just sheer magnitude of that burn area out there. I mean, look at that patch. It's just incredible. Still producing lots of smoke downwind as well. And we go on in towards this morning, continue to produce smoke. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys are still having a good day out there today. So click like and subscribe. What else? If you want to monetarily support the channel, click that join button there down below. But this channel is not possible without all my followers. We're up over 26,000 now. And what else? I just give my thanks for that. And hopefully this continues. We're going to keep on breaking this down. We're going to get active here at some point as we go on in through August and September with some tropical moisture. No doubt seems to always be a player in our weather here across a lot of the southwest USA. So we'll watch that on a daily basis. And what else? Yeah, hope you guys are having a good day. We'll do this all again tomorrow. Now we'll talk to you guys then.